Tonight, a story you'll only see on 12 News. One of the nation's largest debt collection agencies has faced fines and penalties for violating consumer rights. But one woman says it's still happening to her. So she turned to the 12 News I-Team's Katie Wilcox for help. Katie's with us in studio. And what exactly happened here?
Yeah, Mark, Ann Muniz told me that she bought a computer back in 2011 and said she paid it off right away. So you can imagine her shock when a debt collector sued her for nearly $3,000 for that computer she doesn't even have anymore.
Yeah, there we go.
Life's surprises
Hanging on.
come in different
The
shapes
chickens love these.
and sizes.
We got an egg.
And Ann Munoz thought she was ready for anything.
If you're prepared, you don't have to worry.
So what was it like when you got this?
This was different.
This being a lawsuit from one of the nation's largest debt collection agencies, Portfolio Recovery Associates, demanding $2,700 from a Dell computer account back in 2011, a debt PRA bought in 2023.
This came out of the blue because I had no idea what this was about. It's not my debt.
Ann said she did buy a Dell computer more than 13 years ago,
But I paid it off.
and this lawsuit had no information about where the rest of the debt came from.
So I don't know if this has to do with fraud, credit fraud, or what.
Giving Ann something new to prepare for.
First thing I did was, start doing research and finding out as much information as I could.
And that's because you're a lawyer, obviously.
Oh, yeah, sure. I used to drive a school bus.
Ann did not actually become a lawyer,
This
but
is my office.
she did learn how to advocate for herself
My grandson decorated it for me.
and discovered she was not the first Ann Munoz sued for this very same debt.
They sent that notice to an Ann K. Munoz in Memphis, Missouri. I've never lived in Missouri, ever.
Last April, PRA filed a separate lawsuit in Missouri and then dropped it to file a new lawsuit against this Ann Munoz in Vernon, Arizona.
You can't air what I want to say, so let's say WTF.
While the lawsuit is a unique experience for Ann, her case is far from novel for Portfolio Recovery Associates. The I-Team analyzing data from Maricopa County Justice Courts, finding that in this county alone, PRA filed more than 21,000 debt collection lawsuits since 2022, demanding more than $47 million in debts PRA bought from other credit card companies and banks.
They don't know who Portfolio Recovery Associates is. They didn't ever take out a debt with the debt buyers of the world.
Jason Pickler is senior attorney with the North Carolina Justice Center.
You don't know who these people are, and they're suing on debts that were owed years ago.
His team represented thousands of people in that state who also got sued by PRA.
We saw that Portfolio Recovery Associates, when they were obtaining default judgments, were not filing what we thought were the necessary documents. So we filed a lawsuit.
And after a long legal battle
for many, many years, and then the parties decided to settle that early in 2024.
Now, PRA is paying back millions of dollars to people in North Carolina. And that's not all.
This is the lawsuit that the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau filed against Portfolio Recovery.
In 2023, the CFPB fined Portfolio Recovery Associates $24 million for repeated violations.
This says that PRA sued thousands of consumers when it lacked proper documentation about the debt, and at times sued on debts that were too old.
Yes, and that's what they did to me.
I asked about the lawsuits filed against Arizonans, but the company said they wouldn't talk about any of those legal cases, instead saying that they do adhere to strict requirements. But in justice courts, if the people don't respond, they could get a default judgment filed against them. Even if the court doesn't have proof, they owe the debt.
The reaction of a lot of people is, I don't know who you are. Is this a scam? I'm not, I don't have the time or resources to respond to you. But unfortunately, those people are then having judgments obtained against them when there are things that they could do to fight them.
So far, the I-Team found total judgments against people in Maricopa County for more than $4.3 million.
We would urge Arizona to enact some kinds of rules and regulations protecting people who don't respond to the complaint, in recognition that that is the vast majority of people sued on these kinds of debts.
Anne did respond to her lawsuit.
This has cost me money. What frustrates me is I save up money from the beginning of the year so I can donate to the food pantry. That's the money that they took.
Now preparing for a hearing in early January.
And it's not just me. There's other people. Other people need to know how to fight them. And I'd love to be able to do that.
And if you're ever facing legal trouble or legal action from a debt collector, we have resources for you on what you can do on 12news.com. Katie Wilcox, 12 News.